Hey guys, welcome Muskie Road Rules Podcast and Patreon. Guys, thanks for signing up. Thanks for becoming a member, and thanks for hitting subscribe on the podcast. Guys, I try to come to you every week, whether you like it or not. Some of you do. I'm sure some of you don't, especially the wives of the people that you make listen to this. So I do appreciate it. Now, I said this week of December the 1st, we're going to draw for the ones that, for the people that signed up at the end of November there, that get, somebody's going to win one of the big double flaps from Bomb Squad. It's got two blades out the back. I mean, what's better than one blade? It's two. So I'm going to go ahead and draw right now. I'm sticking my hand in the bucket, this wonderful ice bucket right here. Nothing up my sleeve, none of that. And I'm going to pull a name out, and let's see who this is. I got to open it up. Jeff Tinnick. Jeff Tinnick, you are the winner of a double tailed flap. I will send you, I got to turn my phone down here. I am in the northwest angle, and I'm getting text messages from my family because we're having Christmas on December the 14th. For 45 years, our family has had Christmas on the December the 23rd. And for whatever reason, this year it's on the 14th. So, Jeff Tinnick, I'm sure you don't care about that. But you did win a double flap from Bomb Squad. And I'm going to send you an email. And you're going to get a hold of Jeff Schulte at Bomb Squad. And he's going to send you one of these baits, courtesy of the Patreon. Guys, if you want to sign up, we're going to be doing more giveaways like this every month, and hopefully you guys will enjoy it. But tonight we have a new guest on the podcast and an old guest. We got two guests. It's very revolutionary. So I want you to see here. I'm going to bring up. I've got Andy Schiera from VeteranGuideService. You've heard from Andy here a few times on here, and I've got Iggy Rufino. Did I pronounce that right?
You did, yes. Iggy's short for Ignacio.
I'm glad you didn't make me say that. So that's even that's even better. I'm good with Iggy. Yeah. And maker of Iggy Baits, and we're going to talk about his baits and give a little talk here to Andy too about he's been using some of Iggy's baits, but also kind of get a year in review from Andy on how things went this past season. I'm setting up here. It's December the 3rd right now. In the northwest angle, it's 7 below zero as we speak. How are you guys doing?
We're doing pretty good. Go ahead, Iggy.
Sorry, Andy. Yep. No, it's actually, we're supposed to get a cold front down here, right, Andy? It's supposed to get down to like -12 tonight or something like that.
Yeah, it's gonna chill down here a little bit too, Greg, and then I think it might get a little bit more mild as the month goes on. But it was way too warm for way too long.
Sure.
We're looking, mid 40-degree water temperatures throughout November, and it was just weird. Kind of a long warm period.
Yeah. Now, where are you guys at for people that don't know?
So we're right up about the same area. The Fox Chain of Lakes and Lake Geneva are probably our two closest fisheries. They just Fox Chain locked solid, I think, last Wednesday morning. We got guys out ice fishing the channels today, and Lake Geneva's still open for a few weeks.
Sure. Yeah, you guys are so Northern Illinois, Southern Wisconsin. Iggy, it's your first time on the podcast. I know you listen to the podcast, and you're also a bait maker. I met you at the Chicago show last year, and wanted to get you on sooner than this, but to be honest, you just got to aggravate the hell out of me because that is the best way to get on. And I know you were busy and all that, but let's talk about your baits there. First, before we talk about your baits, what got you into muskie fishing? What was the trigger?
Okay, so that's kind of a long story. And as a kid, I used to fish on the weekends. We used to fish for catfish on the river.
Mm-hmm.
my father would take us on the weekends, as long as we had all our chores done and et cetera, our schoolwork was caught up. He'd take us down to the Illinois River and we would just come back with a stringer full of catfish. Um, easy fishing, right? So after that, it just kind of morphed, or it just kind of gradually turned into bass fishing. Uh, it turned into other fishing, and then once I got older, it was just like, okay, what's harder now? What's the next step to do, or what's the next fish or species to catch? And unfortunately, and unfortunately, I graduated high school and did 4 years in the military, which is
Mm-hmm.
a story in and of itself. But when I got out, I had a lot of personal issues that I was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
And it just seemed like fishing was there when I needed it the most. And when just needed to be alone, I was at the lake, right? I was catfishing, and I would go fishing at a lake southwest of here called Shabana Lake.
Oh yeah,
It's
I've heard of Shabana.
Yeah, in DeKalb County.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would spend my weekends there, or any free time that I had. Again, at that time I was going to community college at
Mm-hmm.
Elgin. So I was going to Elgin Community College, and my free time I would spend at the lake, right? And
Yeah.
I'd walk to the bait shop to go get maybe a little cup of night crawlers or whatnot, and you'd see these big muskies on the wall, right? They're all over the place. Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
Illinois record was caught here, and you guys caught that here? You mean to tell me that big fish came out of here? And I don't remember how big it was. Andy, do you know how big that thing was?
The Shabanoff fish, I think it was sub 50, but it was like
Yeah.
24 and a half around or something, 38.6.
And at that time, it was really, really big fish for me. So I said, maybe I should try that. And that was around the time that my wife kind of talked to me and said, I used to fish muskie when I was a kid in Southwest Wisconsin. And really, so show me what you got. And she pulled out what she had from her grandfather,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like some Wendell's harassers and old musky stuff, right?
I love your wife has a tackle box.
Oh yeah, my wife got me into musky fishing. That's where this story's going.
There you
So
go.
I started bringing her to that lake, Shabana, and we would fish together. And obviously it was always a zero. Like we'd come home, yeah, we'd go there with high hopes, and we'd come home with that drive of shame,
Yep.
right? That and I don't know if you've ever done that before,
Oh,
Greg.
oh, yeah. A lot.
Never.
A
uh,
lot.
that long home drive home. So
Yes.
nevertheless, I ended up just picking up a mag walleye uh, bulldog, right? And I didn't have a boat at the time, and I was fishing from shore. And it was I think mid October. I was casting this uh, walleye colored bulldog, and you you know how if you're not a good caster, you tend to have what they call the dog balls, right? Where the lure tangles on itself and it hits the water, and man, I fouled up, right? So I'm bringing this thing in, and it's doing this kind of sideways coming in, pushing a lot of water, and here comes a big muskie,
Mm-hmm.
and my heart just about came out of my chest. Okay, and that was it for me, right?
Okay.
Even though it was a fouled up lure, I never hooked, never connected. That fish came up, and it was a big muskie, and that was it, right? So sometimes that's all it takes to get hooked. Um, After that, it was like, okay, I need to get more, right? I need to prepare myself. I need to get the right rod and reel. I
Mm-hmm.
need to get the right equipment and everything, right? Started renting a boat. I started getting out there. Um, After that, it was just one of those things that just kind of turned into my next story, which is the one that I have to tell you about, the Madison Muskie Club. Now, I have a lot to thank in my life for three guys out of that club, primarily Steve Reinstra. Not only did Steve Reinstra and my wife, both at the same time, kind of help me get over this problem that I had with the consumption of alcohol. Right, I was drinking way too much. Right, these mental. I came home from the military with problems. Okay, so nevertheless, I signed up for this event that was called Take a Bet Fishing, right, in Madison. And I showed up drunk as a skunk, hungover, and and on that little drop box when you sign up, they say what species do you want to fish for, and I selected muskie, right, because I was in the developing phases of me fishing muskie. Yeah, I'll fish muskie in Madison. We'll see what they got up there. And I remember showing up at like, what was it, 5, 6 in the morning for this event, and I was really hungover. Really hard. I shouldn't have even showed up. Right.
Been there.
I was half asleep. He takes me out. We do an introduction. He takes me out to that rock pile on Wabisa.
Sure. I hit that one time.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Yeah.
So he takes me out to that rock bar or that rock hump, and he goes, "Here, put this on," and he gives me this the tallywhacker. And I look at it, and I'm like, what is this, right? Because it's so far to this point, I've always known muskie lures to be huge, like big. You want to fish for big muskies, you throw big lures. So I've always thrown big lures. And I'm like, okay, whatever. This is his lake. This is what they know. That I'm just gonna throw it and throw it because I'm just too tired to do anything else. And it was an easy bait to throw and bring in. Man, this fish, after a few casts, comes up on my tallywhacker. It sounds grotesque, right? It comes up on my topwater lure, and just like what you see in those videos on YouTube, where a muskie comes up from underneath, like on Jaws, right? And it comes up and pushes the lure out of the water. That was exactly what happened to me when fishing with Steve for the very first time. And not the lure went that way. The fish came down. And I'm not kidding you, right? It was one of those things where, like, somebody threw a big rock or a boulder into the water. The water. I remember hearing the sound that went kaboom or kaboom. Right?
Dude, it sounds like somebody drops a cinder block every once in a while. You get some like suction there.
Oh yeah. Now that sound right there woke me up from my hangover. Right? And again, I wanted more of this. What was that? Right? What happened there? And so we obviously didn't catch anything because we didn't that fish didn't connect to the bait. But we did the afternoon ceremony. We exchanged numbers, and it was just one of those things where, like, okay, if you want to fish with me, if you want to fish again, just give me a holler. And I said to Steve, I said, "Well, really? You'd take me out again?" He's like, "Yeah, no problem." And sure enough, he basically took me under his wing, and he basically has taught me the majority of what I know in muskie. And not only that, but because of that drive that I got from that, it helped me get over drinking, right? I never really went to AA meetings or anything like that. It was just one of those things where just my wife kind of encouraged me. Steve would take me fishing, and of course, if I wanted to go fishing, I couldn't be hungover, right? So it was just kind of like, okay, after a few years, now it wasn't overnight. After a few years, I finally just kind of just put the bottle down, and that was the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Mm-hmm. Well,
But
what was the first muskie you caught?
okay, so the first muskie, geez, when going back to Chabanal, right? I was renting those boats that from that from the lake rental,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember it was a June early afternoon, right? The clouds had just dissipated, and I I had this orange reef hog, and
Oh,
I'm working it, right?
the reef
I'm
hog.
ripping it orange. I still have it, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we don't ever get rid of anything. Um, so I'm ripping it, and it's doing its thing, and I'm thinking, man, I'm tired of ripping this thing. I've been ripping this thing for weeks, right? And sure enough, I get a strike. I got that strike. I fell in the boat, Greg, Andy.
That
I fell
happened.
backwards in the boat, and I go, holy smokes! And I get up, and I grab my rod. Luckily, the fish was still on, and that was my first fish. It was like a low 30s fish. That I didn't know what I was doing, right?
That's all right.
Um, I had pliers. I didn't have a net. I didn't have a bump board. I kind of just
Did you have a
uh,
club?
unhooked. No, no. This is um, 15 years ago, maybe 20, something like that.
There you go. So what got you into making the baits? Why'd you decide to start doing that?
So the baits kind of turned into one of those things where I was fishing with Steve, and he would bring these topwater lures. Have you ever heard of a company called Wisher?
Yeah.
You remember Wisher? So
Yep.
Wisher has this lure called a Wisher Junior, right?
Okay.
Looks like kind of like this. It's got the prop. It's got a bigger prop in the front than in the back. It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of got like a unique sound. And I'd
Sure.
fish Steve in the fall, like when during that cool down transition period when the
Sure.
fish slide in shallow, and man, he would slay, right? And I'd say, man, I need to get one of those, right? And they're hard to get, right? And when I see them pop up on the flea or whatever, or on Facebook
Mm-hmm.
Marketplace, I grab them if they're certain colors. So after this, it was just one of those things where it's like, this is kind of a simple concept. Maybe I should just kind of start making one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then I made one, right? And I started you can see the size difference.
Yeah, you beefed it up.
It got beefed up again. Um, at that time I was still stuck in the mind frame of big fish or big lure, big fish, which
Mm-hmm.
is not the I don't think like that anymore. Um, I'm a little more open minded, but
Mm-hmm.
nevertheless, that's how it started with the bigger topper, right? These toppers, they're not like when I came out with this, it wasn't one of those things where I came out and I'm like, and I said this is going to be the next thing, the next best thing, right? No,
Mm-hmm.
this is another tool in your toolbox, right? Because there's times where this other one does better than the other one, and other bait companies, the prop baits and what have you, um, like this rooster, that they do better than the toppers. Um, so again, this is just another tool in your toolbox that you would use. There's a
Sure.
lot of sound. There's a lot of thought that goes into this.
Sure.
Um,
Now, the one thing, Iggy, I want to ask you here, um, is I'm going to bring up a picture here. If I'm that talented, I doubt I am. Let's see. Is this okay? You've got that weird little bin there towards the back of the bait. Um, Why?
Okay.
Because it's
The
on all of them, and I'm just curious.
the early models did have that little like extreme bend, like so,
Mm-hmm.
that I have.
Mm-hmm.
And the guys and girls that have bought from me at the shows. The first show I ever did was Wausau, like 3-4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I sold it with this wire bend. Okay. Since then, I've come up with this other wire bend that's real simple. That's just kind of like a Z,
Yep.
right? This one is still a very good wire bend because there's a guy in Minnesota that caught a near 50 on this particular lure in a pink color. Yeah, that one right there. And
Mm-hmm.
that's Mike Budd. It was just under 50,
Mm-hmm.
and he caught it on that same wire bend. No, the wire is 06 God help me.
Oh
06
six two.
Oh,
06
6'2".
wire. It's not the standard 051. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a thick wire. Um, when I bend this stuff, I really have to focus. I've got to put gloves on. I've got certain pliers that I have set aside because it's just like a strenuous a wire bend.
You
And they
play Eye of the Tiger in the background. You get pumped.
exactly.
Yeah.
And or I've got Marine Corps music in the background too, right?
I thought
And
you were going to say Mariah
Ah,
Carey. You were going to
no,
say Mariah Carey, and I was like, hey, that works for me too.
well, don't say that in December because that's going to drive me nuts.
Yeah.
That's when we start listening to all that Mariah Carey stuff on, everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Christmas album. What
Yeah.
so
Oh,
you got some cool
like,
stuff there, but you got some bucktails now?
sorry to interrupt. Yeah. The bucktails came first before the toppers because
Okay.
because I wanted to make my own bucktails. I just kind of felt like maybe there was in this crazy mind of mine, I'm always kind of thinking, okay, if they're hitting this particular lure, everybody's throwing them.
Sure.
I want to be the guy that's throwing something different,
Mm-hmm.
right? So then I come up with different color combinations, or I come up with different blade configurations. This was a long time ago, right? So then I'd go searching for different blades, or and the one that I landed on was that small little wide willow leaf.
yeah,
Yeah.
the
I think
hammer.
I got a picture. And Andy, that's something that you've liked too, right?
Yeah, I like that one really well. Actually, the twin of that did well for us this year.
So that would be, let's look here. That'd be
That
that
one
dude right there.
right there.
Those are size 5 blades.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now that little thing right there is a powerhouse for me,
Mm-hmm.
and for the people that I've given it to. Um,
It's front weighted nicely too, Iggy. You can fish contour with it. It's not just for the shallows, you know.
Yep, absolutely. And depending on what kind of weight you want in it, I can also add or subtract weight in there. All the guys that I've given it to, like the FRB down here, Dan Konowitz. Dan Konowitz, he's caught muskies on the chain on that black nickel. So he sent me a picture on that one. I kind of I don't know if I sent that to you, Greg. Did I send
Mm-hmm.
it to you?
I don't know. I've got the one here up that's a pink and gold, it looks like.
That's actually got a story behind it because we were having a tough time in Canada, and we couldn't get anything to move. We couldn't even get a sniff from anything, not even a follow. And when I put that pink one on, it's got the brass blades, same
Mm-hmm.
size, right? Same size as that little small hammered number 5. I put that one on, and it was like the shortest of bite windows. And for some reason, that particular color just kind of and the blades did really well for me at that
Mm-hmm.
particular time. So every time I go back up there, I make sure I bring that one right there. Again, another tool in your toolbox, right? And I don't forget that tool when I go up to Canada.
Sure. No, I totally get it. Now you've also so the double well, but then you like this guy here too, didn't you say Andy, you like the
The
what size
5
blade is
fluted.
this? The number
Yeah.
5 fluteds.
Those
Now,
are
Andy,
awesome.
what are in the situation and stuff you fish primarily Fox chain, Geneva, stuff like that. What are the situations that you're using these bucktails in?
Those did really well for me when our fish pushed shallow, like end of August, early September. You could probably do the same thing in May. I think I might have sent Iggy a picture or two from May, but we had kind of a weird uh, cooling trend where they filled up like 2 feet of pool height, and we came down like 10 degrees and went back to jerk baits again. So we didn't have the normal spring we normally do.
Mm-hmm. So those baits there, you like? I mean, are they more of like a burning cover of the water
Yeah.
type bait or what?
We have had success kind of slow rolling them too, but yeah, when they're sitting in 2-3 feet of water, the burn return is where it's at for sure.
Yeah, no, I get that, and there's a lot of, I mean, and I think you said you like the bright colors too.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll fish the really gaudy stuff, even though like traditionally the more natural stuff takes bigger fish. We do really well on chartreuse, orange, and white, just bright.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I totally get that. And then Iggy, here's a nice picture of you with Austin Wiggerman. A nice fish that you got. And Austin there, he's got the mustache going. He looks like one of the Super Mario Brother characters. Um,
That's a good
and,
fish.
yeah,
Like he's like the third brother, right? So there's Mario, Luigi, and then there's Austin.
yeah. There's the one that wasn't a plumber. Um, and yeah, so it's that's a nice fish. You said that was up in Minnesota on Detroit Lakes, where I've spent a lot of time over the years. I think you said
That particular one right there was on this bucktail. It was
yeah,
actually right there on the
yeah,
on the camera.
the old bent the
Yep,
bent bladed dude,
yep.
the chartreuse
So
and black blade, chartreuse blade. Yeah,
for,
no, that's a great color up there.
for some reason, right at that particular sundown,
Mm-hmm.
this was glowing in the water,
Mm-hmm.
and I just kind of stuck with it. And I was at the front of the boat and fishing with Austin Wiggerman, and I actually brought Pat Karpinski with me up to Minnesota on that particular Labor Day weekend. And man, this was the one right here.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't really anything new, right? Because didn't you have somebody recently that had those double willow blades?
Yeah, my buddy down in Kentucky, Matt Blackburn and his dad, they have lasso lures.
Last
They've always used the wide willows, and they kind of got it from Slowy, the old
Yep.
Slowy baits from years ago. They Don Pesca and Joey Pesca. You don't see a ton of those wide willows out there.
Yep. Well, this is a combination between like the Hirsch's deer tail and
Mm-hmm.
the body
Mm-hmm.
with those double willow blades, size
Yeah.
7, and that did really good for me.
Sure.
In fact, it came from that bite came in for me on our last day of that weekend, and my back was killing me. And when I set the hook on that fish, and these guys still make fun of me to this day because I gave it like this karate chop grunt,
Mm-hmm.
and the fight ensued. And man,
No, that's good.
that thing put up a fight.
No, I those fish out. That's where I spend my last 6 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks of the year is out there, and you can always get some pretty grumpy ones on that body of water. It's got a lot of really, really big fish in it. Now, Andy, how was your year last year? I know you used a lot of Iggy's baits there. Kind of how was it for you, like early and in the summer?
It started off pretty regular, Greg. We had temperature-wise, everything was a fairly gradual April and May, but I think right around the middle of May, our Fox Chain of Lakes Waterway Agency added I think 2 feet of pool height to get us back up to our summer pool. And typically they would slow fill it from early April, and this year they just fast filled us. So it really shocked our system cold. But we were catching fish. We were adaptive. It was important to be, going back to things with a pause again. So just being observant, we did well. I think we only had 3 or 4 over 4 foot out of the Fox chain this year, and some years we'll get 8 or 10. But it definitely wasn't bad. We had a lot of mid-40s fish and a lot of first fish, a lot of multiple fish days. So
Sure.
wasn't all bad. It wasn't the normal patterns. We had different vegetation. We're getting homeowner weed kills. There's just a ton of variables on that waterway.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it there. Now, Iggy, do you get out and fish very much too?
On the chain, I used to fish with Ken Valletta,
Mm-hmm.
the local guy around here. He used to take me back when I started. I'd fish the chain, but me and the chain have a love-hate relationship because
I have a hate-hate relationship with a lot of things.
because the fish are there, right? There's a
Sure.
lot of fish there.
Mm-hmm.
The waterway agency does a lot of the fluctuation in the spring, and that I hate. Right? It almost seems like I don't know what's the thought process is behind when they do what they do. But once it gets a little warmer, the yahoos come out, right? And you can't make a cast without having to make it while on your knees, because you can't stand while you're fishing.
You're
We
doing
got
it the rodeo.
got the wakeboarders, the jet skiers, everybody. We used to have pontoons cut right in front of us by the sandbar,
Mm-hmm.
and when that happened, I had enough,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't really fished the chain ever since.
Yeah, I've been there. You should be in Detroit Lakes in 4th of July, and all the bad rap music coming from the wake boats that are about ready to hit you. It is really awful. I bet. Yeah, no, I totally get it there on the Detroit on the Fox chain. I've done a couple tournaments out there, and it just makes me laugh. And still nothing is like the Spirit Okoboji lakes in Iowa. That is another level of really stupidness. I mean, I thought the Fox chain was bad, and it is. It's really bad. You go to Okoboji and Spirit, you'll just shake your head because you can't even get on plane. And
The chain has a lot of muskies though.
oh yeah, and so does that, and so does these lakes over there. But it just the boat traffic is what cracks me up.
Yeah, the guys that know how to find them, present party included, man, they're dialed in.
Yeah,
And I can't.
So you said the bucktail was the first thing you started making. When
Correct.
did you start making the top waters?
So the bucktails were kind of like a therapeutic thing for me. Tie, to kind of get my mind off of things. And so I would tie these coils, right? And I'd show my friends. Man, the first one I ever tied was like the ugliest thing in the world. But I started getting better and better, and it just kind of turned into one of those things where I made a topper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once I made the topper, I said, again, going back to me saying I want to throw something different, right? I came up with the one that has the little clickers on the front. Okay. Now, this is the one that we came out with. It's got the little clickers in the front.
Mm-hmm.
On this particular instant, it's the cotter keys.
Mm-hmm.
Cotter pins smack on that front blade while it's spinning, and it makes that sound.
Now, again, I think I've got a video of it, right?
Yep. I came out with that.
We'll play this. You can actually hear it in the water. Hold on.
There we go.
Yeah, I mean, you can really hear that little dude doing some beating and banging down there.
Yeah, there's a lot of sounds going on there between the sound the blade makes and then the clacking, and then
Mm-hmm.
the blades in the back are also doing that little sound, the metallic ringing. There's a lot that goes on in this one. I actually kind of throw this in when the bucktail bite is on, and fish are moving. I put this one on. Um, Also, if there's a front coming, you got rain coming. I absolutely putting this top water on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's a really good one.
Sure. And now, do you have some new stuff you're going to be making this year?
Well, last year at the show we had the hound dog, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like a water walk the dog. It's got
Mm-hmm.
a lead in the back. It's kind of weighted so that it kind of sits in the water like so. Um, it's not. It looks like a Weagle, right? But it doesn't have the action of a Weagle. It's different. This year I've got. Um, so these are the original props, right? The little. They're called Delta blades. I actually had somebody custom make me some other blades, like so. You can't. I don't know if you can see them,
Yeah.
but they're much bigger. Um, I had the guy that made them for me drill out the hole in the middle where the wire goes through and oversize that hole. There's a lot of chatter that goes on on the water, right? And with this being stainless steel spinning on steel, it's a really durable bait for muskie. And we all know how bad muskies are on lures. So these things kind of, I'm starting to make them more and more durable out of durable materials. Um, the What's happening this year is that with the tariffs, a lot of this stuff, the components just skyrocketed. I placed an order last week, and it's just getting real expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, so this is my prototype, right? Going back to your question, I've got my prototype blade. Okay, it's counter rotating. It's got the heavier belly hook. There's a lot of thought that goes into this. I don't just kind of tie something up together. There's a lot of harmonics that I need to focus on my bucktails, and on my topwaters. I make sure that everything's squared away, so to speak, um, before I bring it out and sell it, or have other people start using it, or these still have to, a couple of these still have to make it over to Andy so that he could use them too. You know what I'm saying?
Andy, don't fuck this up.
Yeah, got it.
I
I'm
mean,
on it.
you're the only muskie guy I know you with a neck tattoo. I like it.
Right
I'm
on.
if I got that, I would have to have like multi layers because all my chins. It would it would not be good. You could flip it. It would look like it was actually moving. As fat as I've gotten. So you're gonna be trying. Have you done much with the toppers? Have you caught some fish on the toppers, Andy?
We did. So I have his Gen 1 with the super extravagant S bend on the back of it, but that thing was
Yeah.
loud, and it was the one without the cotter pins on it, just the regular spy blade. And I
Yeah.
think we had the duck that caught fish for us, but that same model of the black orange right there.
Okay.
That was good for us. It seemed to me like you could fish that from 65 to on up. It's kind of like it'll get eaten before a prop bait maybe will, or later on after the prop bait bite dies. We had success with it. So kind of an extend your topwater kind of tool.
Yeah. Now those baits are Iggy. Are guys, when you're fishing it. Okay, so you make it, you fish it. Um, do you like to go very fast with it? Is it a slower retrieve? What do you like?
On these, well, first of all, I always make sure, like I tell everyone, when they get out to the water, kind of start tuning your blades, right? To get that optimum sound, right?
Mm,
Once you've got your blades dialed in, you can actually slow roll them, and you could buzz them in real fast,
Well, let me ask you this. What is the optimum sound? I mean, so like if somebody buys that and you're saying make it the optimum sound, I mean, what if they're like a new guy into it and they're like, well, I don't know what it's supposed to sound like.
You want a good cupping contact with the water. You don't want it
I
like
love to be cupped. I'm a big cupper.
I heard
for
about.
sure.
Yeah,
But
I am a great little spoon.
gotta
Yeah,
have the right bend, you know.
Yes.
exactly. These, I could bend them at the show for people. I try to get them started, but I always tell them at the booth, bend it a little and then a little more and a little more. You don't want to bend it with the pliers, because if you bend it with pliers, you're going to ruin it. You're going to put a kink in it, and it's going to be irreversible. So you get out there when you first buy one of these, you just little bit at a time, right? Like you do with your Suics. Right? Little tail bend at a time, little bit at a time until you finally got it dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
So that being said, I like to slow roll mine,
Okay.
right? And I go with depending on the conditions of the water. If it's flat calm, I'm not throwing the loud, clicky one, right? I'm not throwing the loud clicky one. I'm throwing the one that doesn't have it's just the blades, because also this one, once you've got it broken in, it'll actually start to kind of do the squeaking.
Yeah.
You remember like the
Just
old
like a buzz bait.
like a bass buzz bait?
Yep.
This thing, man, when you've got this thing dialed in, this thing, you could hear the squeak from far away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll slow roll this, right? So, and I like to incorporate the little S, when you're bringing it in. You move your rod to the left, move your rod to the right, kind of doing one of those.
Sure.
I always bring the underwater too on the figure eight.
Mm-hmm.
I always bring underwater.
Cool. Well, that's
yeah,
pretty.
Going back to your question, when you said which one do I fish, is it okay? So once the wind picks up, it gets a little choppier, or I got, like I said earlier, we got that front coming in. That's when I start putting the one with the clicker on.
Mm-hmm.
You almost have to match the conditions that you're out there fishing with.
Sure. No, I get it. Well, that's cool, man. How can somebody get your baits? I mean, what, they listen to this. My mom, she's ready. She's got the phone up now, and she,
Yep.
where can she buy one?
Well, if your mom wanted one, she can get anything she wants.
Oh
I can.
my God! Don't tell her that. She's a greedy fucker.
I'll
You
mail her.
gotta watch that.
Give her one of my prototypes.
Oh,
But
she'll screw that up.
We have been doing the muskie shows in the winter for the past 3-4 years. No, is it 3 years? We started at the Wausau. After that first Wausau one, I had to take a pause because my water pump in my well went out, and that was at least $8,000.
Mm-hmm.
So financially speaking, I couldn't do that one. I did the Chicago show last year, where you saw me.
Yep.
Or saw us. And we're going to do the Chicago again this year.
Great.
This is like kind of a part-time thing for me. I'm a full-time mailman.
Mm-hmm.
That does get busy in the winter. I don't know if you know that, but this is peak season for us. Once we start, like on my days off, that's when I start to pull the little tying station, and I start tying deer hair. A little therapeutic for me. All of this stuff kind of just stems mainly from me keeping my mind busy.
Sure.
Because of the stuff that we've been through in the military. But nevertheless, this is helping me too with my sobriety. Coming spring, I'm going to be 10 years sober.
Nice.
From alcohol. Thank you, Andy. Alcohol, 10 years, clean and green.
That's huge, dude.
Yep. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to reward myself with something real good. I don't know. I don't know what I have in mind yet. Maybe a rod and reel combo or something.
Get you a nice custom. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get you a nice custom rod and reel or something like that. That's pretty cool, man. That's congratulations. That's a big honor. Andy, how can somebody go fishing with you if they want to go fishing with you? I know they're going to hear this and be like, you know what? I like neck tattoos. I want to go with Andy. How can they go fishing with you?
You could find me at VeteranGuideService.com, or you could call my cell phone number, 262-455-5228 for Veteran Guide Service. Thank you.
All right. And you're doing that Fox Chain, Lake Geneva is primarily your deal. How's it been this fall? Have you been doing much out there this fall?
You know, I was running a lot of walleye trips because I was kind of waiting on our Fox Chain muskie bite to get going, and post turnover, it didn't really get going. We were doing a lot of like 47, 8-degree water late in November, and I just kept fishing walleyes, man. It wasn't very productive. We are still on the water right now. I do have some open water and very few trips available for the remainder of 2025 here, but we got a couple weeks left on Lake Geneva, and usually we get our biggest fish of the year mid-December. So hopefully that'll motivate a few people to get out.
Yeah, I've been done a couple of weeks. It's gotten cold up here, and Lake of the Woods right now up here in the Angle. The native, our native Canadians, some of them have came across, and we got about 5 inches of ice right now. We haven't been above freezing for about a week and a half. So
it won't be long. You'd be out there
today.
fishing.
The high today was 4, and it's 7, 8 below now. I think tomorrow we're supposed to. I don't know. We might get up to double digits. I don't know if we're going to hit double digits tomorrow or not. But no, we're here. It's cold. It's making ice right now. So I've just
that's why you like that cupping, huh?
Yeah, I love a good cupping.
Are you staying up there through the winter?
I'll stay up. I'm going to go home for Christmas. So I think we're leaving the fort at the 13th. The bar restaurant there at Jerry's. We got our Christmas party on Friday the 12th. I think we're leaving on the 13th, going home to Kentucky for a couple of weeks, and then back up here. We get really ramped up for ice fishing on the 26th of December. And,
okay.
So I'll be doing the shows and stuff from the Angle, just running back and forth. So
holy mackerel, you'll be a busy dude this winter.
Oh yeah, no, it'll be good. I'm looking forward to it and everything. But I gotta say, guys, thanks for coming on, Iggy. I appreciate it.
Make sure you mention my name at the border too. Maybe that'll help you cross.
Oh, I don't. Trust me. Me crossing the border is always just a gamble. Me and the border officers, I tell you. But before I sign off here, though, guys, I got to talk about a couple Thorn Brothers. If you're looking for a new custom combo, or maybe even some of their stealth series, which you can buy right off the shelf, or any kind of musky lures, check out thornbros.com. Also, if you're looking for a new rain suit or something for the next year, I've been using the Gill stuff now for about 2 years. It's been pretty good, unless you go and step off the front of your boat without a step over your trolling motor and you split the crotch out, which I tend to do because I'm fat now. It's still really good. It leaks, it doesn't leak anywhere except the crotch, which is where you want it to leak. That's my favorite place to be wet.
I love a soggy crotch.
Yeah, I think a soggy crotch is definitely, it was my favorite band in high school, and it is, it's something I really, really like. But check out Gill Products online.
Ran into that island, Greg?
What?
Didn't that happen when you ran into that island?
No. That was just, I was texting. I mean, they should not put islands in front of me when I text. That's always my problem. But guys, hey, I really appreciate this. Thanks for coming on, Iggy. I'm sure I'll see you at the shows. Andy, I'm sure I'll see you there as well.
Yes, sir.
You guys take care. Have a Merry Christmas coming up here. And just hold on the line for me for a little